and gentlemen, dear co-organizers, greetings and welcome to our webinar on sustainable renovation strategies in Sweden. My name is Lydia Partheni and I am the Program and Visit Manager at Smart City Sweden. Smart City Sweden is a state-funded initiative, a state assignment for smart and sustainable city solutions from Sweden. We welcome delegations from all over the world who are interested in investing in Swedish solutions. On our website, we showcase best practice within smart and sustainable city solutions, as well as companies who are ready to export the solutions. Smart City Sweden is financed by the government, coordinated by the Swedish Energy Agency and managed by IVL.
Well, welcome everyone to this webinar about sustainable renovation strategies in Sweden. My name is Viktoria. I'm an architect with the National Board of Housing and Building and Planning in Sweden. And today I'm also your moderator. This afternoon we will meet two Swedish companies that have successfully integrated sustainable design principles into their renovation projects. And they will share with us some of their most recent projects that shows sustainability and renovation are an excellent combination that works very well together. We will also present the Swedish Toolbox, and that is a collection of innovative tools, products, processes, and knowledge from some of Sweden's most leading companies. So let's begin.
Bilden av miljonprogrammet och miljonprogramsbostäder i Sverige är fel. De här områdena är A-läge för väldigt många människor. Stora grönytor och väldigt välplanerade och välbyggda hus. Vi är ett lokalt fastighetsbolag. Vi verkar i Malmö. Malmö är en stad med 350 000 invånare, har vuxit 33 år i rad och är en av storstäderna i Sverige som har haft den bästa tillväxten de senaste åren. Vi äger, förvaltar, utvecklar och bygger fastigheter och vi ska genom ett kundfokus och engagemang verka för en hållbar stadsutveckling. Vi har 4100 lägenheter. Och det är 66% av vår fastighetsvärde. Vi har kontor, vi har handel och vi har samhällsfastigheter. Jag förvärvade bolaget 2006 och då hade vi ett fastighetsvärde på 200 miljoner och idag har vi ett fastighetsvärde på 10 miljarder och dessutom sedan 2017 ett noterat bolag. De erfarenheterna från vårsången och den framgången med att förena affären med miljö och social hållbarhet, la ju grunden för vår verksamhet. Vårsången var ju det första området som vi har rustat upp och består av 400 lägenheter. Det byggdes 1974 till 75. Och är byggt i slutet på det vi i Sverige benämner som miljonprogramseran. Ja, vi fick ett förvaltningsuppdrag 2008 att sköta förvaltningen av vårsången och det var ju ett väldigt nedslitet område med väldigt hög energiförbrukning, 166 kilowatt per kvadratmeter och väldigt stor omflyttning av hyresgäster. Det var ett stort missnöje på området, det fanns inget förtroende. Vi blev den fjärde aktören på Lynningen på 4 år. Och vi bestämde oss för att köpa området 2011 och då tog vi också beslut om att rusta upp området. Både fysiskt, socialt och energieffektiviserade. När vi började det här arbetet 2011 och skulle finansiera det och gick till bankerna så tyckte bankerna att det här skulle vi inte hålla på med och ifrågasatte om vi var filantroper. Och vi sa det här är affärer. Det börjar med att vi bestämde oss för att skapa ett förtroende hos våra hyresgäster genom att ha väldigt nära kontakt med våra hyresgäster. Det är avgörande att vi har ett förtroende för att utveckla området vidare. Nästa steg var ju projektet med energieffektiviseringen och 40% av alla CO2-utsläpp kommer från fastigheter. Våra fastigheter på vårsången förbrukade extremt höga nivåer av energi. Målet var att halvera energiförbrukningen och vi fick dessutom ett EU-stöd för att klara det här.
Vi har ju fått solceller på taket så att vi har ju energibesparingar. Vi har nya moderna tvättstugor här. Ja, överhuvudtaget har vi rustat upp nya fönster, nya tak och så vidare. Så.
Nästa steg var ju att vi satsade väldigt mycket på jobbskapande. Vi drev en fritidsgård tillsammans med hyresgäster och hyresgästföreningen. Och vi anställde boende i området. 13 av våra medarbetare idag i Trianon är boende på vårsången. Och alla de boende har barn, barnen har kompisar och det skapar ju en trygghet på området.
I can live here in rest of my life. It's beautiful and safe. And I have family, friends, my children, doggies, for school. It's fine.
Välkommen. Där är en av våra lägenheter som vi har renoverat enligt fel. Vi jobbar med det vi kallar Trianon-modellen och det innebär att vi totalrenoverar en lägenhet. Det är nytt kök, det är nytt badrum och det är nya golv överallt. Men vi standardhöjer inte, gör inte de absolut stora standardhöjningarna i övrigt i lägenheten. Och det innebär att en 3-rumslägenhet som är orenoverat kostar 7 000 kronor. Den kommer att hamna lite över 8 000 kronor i vår modell. Och på det sättet så får vi långsiktiga hyresgäster som bor hos oss länge.
Det är mycket som har förändrats. Det ser ju helt annorlunda ut innan. De husen fanns ju till exempel inte här för 10 år sedan. Då var det en enda stor parkeringsplats.
2014 så bestämde vi oss för att bygga nya bostäder på Lindängen på en parkeringsplats som inte användes. Detta var första bostäderna som har byggts på Lindängen på över 30 år. Och vi hade väldigt mycket fokus att vi skulle bygga så att vi kunde matcha betalningsförmåga och betalningsvilja i vårt område och möjliggöra för Lindängenborna att göra en bostadskarriär. Vi gjorde en överenskommelse med Malmö stad att vi fick en rabatt i 10 år på tomträttsavgälden här. Och vår motprestation var att vi skulle ha sociala villkor i upphandlingen av bygget. Så 10 boende på Lindängen har fått jobb i det här projektet och varit med och byggt husen. Vi har byggt 151 lägenheter. Hyror en 3-rumslägenhet som kostar 8 500 kronor i månaden. Och att jämföra med en 3-rumslägenhet i vårt befintliga bestånd som inte var renoverad, den kostar 7 000 kronor och en renoverad kostar strax över 8 000 kronor.
Jag började jobba med städning och sen utomiljöer. och nu jag jobbar på kontoret.
Att anställa boende som är i arbetslöshet och i vissa fall även i en viss utanförskap som arbetslöshet ofta innebär har ju jag tidigare erfarenheter av att det är en väldig kraft i människor när man kommer in i ett sammanhang. Vi har sociala villkor i upphandling för att få våra boende i arbete. Resultatet av det här arbetet vi har gjort på Lindängen är ju att vi har reducerat energiförbrukning med 50%. Vi har skapat 35 jobb till våra boende. Vi har fått ner omflyttningsfrekvensen i området. När vi köpte området så hade vi en omflyttningsfrekvens på 20%. Och 20% av våra boende som flyttar från oss varje år. Vi är nere i 10% nu. Vi som fastighetsbolag kan givetvis göra stor skillnad på vårt område. Men i samverkan med andra aktörer, i samverkan med andra fastighetsbolag, Malmö stad, föreningslivet, polisen, skolan, så uppnår vi ju tillsammans väsentligt bättre resultat.
Politiet är alltid här. Hvis der er noget, så kommer de. Ambulans, hvis der sker noget, så er de her også. Befolkningen, people, omkring lejlighederne er også de er meget søde og hjælpsomme. Yes.
Jag är väldigt stolt över att vi har lyckats med helheten. Vi har affärsnyttan, vi har miljön och vi har den sociala hållbarheten. Vi har levererat en kundnytta till våra kunder och i förlängningen även en samhällsnytta. Tidigare flyttade Malmöbor till Vårsången för att ha någonstans att bo. Nu flyttar man till Vårsången för att man vill bo där. Jag tror att en lokal närvaro är avgörande för att uppnå en framgång i den här typen av områden. Och det är ett ständigt pågående arbete och vi kommer aldrig att komma i mål med miljömässig och social hållbarhet för att det är någonting som vi måste ha med oss i bolaget framöver, varje dag. Vi har vår affärsmodell och vår förvaltningsmodell och det är fritt fram att kopiera den.
My name is Peter Hovlund and I work as a district manager at Örebrobostäder with special responsibility for two of our northwestern districts in Örebro. Örebrobostäder is a public non-profit housing company owned by the Örebro municipality. We have about 23,000 apartments, which make us to the largest property owner in Örebro, but also one of the largest municipality housing companies in Sweden. Our mission is to offer and develop attractive housing for people with different needs, dreams and goals. Our goal is not to be like other housing companies. We have been innovative and we've been taking huge responsibility since the start, and we continue to be committed and drive development forward. We have taken a deeper social responsibility and our ambition is to be involved in developing Örebro for many years to come. Vivalla is a part of Örebro. A majority of the residents are born outside of the Swedish borders and even more have a foreign background. We have a higher proportion of long-term unemployed people in Vivalla than in the rest of our city. The district of Vivalla grew during a time in Sweden when we built a lot of homes in a short time, and now, 50 years later, all houses are in great need of renovation. Our strategy now is to try to use the renovation as a way to create better socio-economic conditions. We have a long way to go, and it will take time and it will cost a lot of money. So we have to be sure that we are doing the right thing. Obviously, then the thoughts and ideas of those who live in the area today are mixed with research from other companies and cities that have made the same journey. According to the Swedish police definition, Vivalla is a deprived area. What characterizes a deprived area is that it has a low socioeconomic status where criminals have an impact on the local community. The impact is rather linked to the social context in the area than the criminals intend to take power and control the local community. But we must also remember that even though many residents express that they feel insecure in the area, they also thrive very well. They thrive with their neighbors, their friends, and they are grateful that it's so green and nice in the area with lots of bushes and trees. A great need for renovation in combination with social challenges was the starting point, and ambitions were high. Inspired by the great change work that Örebrobostäder has driven in other districts, we wanted to create modern houses and a more attractive district with increased social sustainability. Several studies and surveys were done to give us the best possible basis for the work. Long-term perspective and clarity were pointed out as success factors. The survey amongst all of Örebrobostäder's residents showed that Vivalla was perceived as by far the least attractive area. Half of the respondents spontaneously mentioned Vivalla as the worst possible housing alternative in Örebro. Only 5% of those surveyed could imagine living in Vivalla. Crime, insecurity, and the high proportion of immigrants were mentioned as the main reason for the negative image. The company White, with their architects, made an analysis of the district's physical structure. Their conclusions were, among other things, that the courtyards would benefit from the demolition of some houses, and that the entrances were turned towards each other to achieve better conditions for community, well-being, and security. When the renovation was to start and it was time to procure a contractor for the renovation, the idea was formed that we as a customer would make demands on social sustainability from a new perspective. Our wish was that unemployed residents in the area would get an internship or a job in the project. Our choice of contractor fell on Skanska, which took on the challenge with great curiosity. The concept of housing builders was created. Until 2017, Skanska received 69 trainees. At the survey at the end of the period, 33 of them had gotten a job or started an education. Now in the second stage, the project has received 10 trainees. The interesting thing about the project is that we also solve positive effects on things we might not have expected. For example, the construction site itself has been very little exposed to damage. The probable reason for this is that the young people who move around the area all of a sudden had a mother, a father, a friend, or another person who through the project got an internship on the construction site, and then you do not want to destroy anything there. The school could also see an improved motivation to study with the students whose parents had received internship through the project. For us as a customer of similar works, this has now become a standard in every procurement. We now have social sustainability aspect as a requirement. Two of the indicators we want to measure is vandalism and security. For a few years now, we have been using a tool called Embrace Safety. It is based on the fact that we report every week on what is happening in our districts, and it's the direct source for how the police distribute their resources on a weekly basis, but a good tool for us in the long-term analysis. So if, for example, we have had graffiti on one of our properties, we report it, or if the school has had its windows smashed, or if someone living in the area has told us that young people gather to sell drugs in a particular place, and so on. As we have renovated our properties, we have also followed the development regarding this, and we see a dramatic change. When we did the first reconciliation over a 20-month period, we had a total of 735 reported incidents in our area, but only 5 on the street that have been renovated, and it's about 10% of the area. Something had happened. When we, together with the police and the architects, have analyzed this, we do not see a single decisive factor, but several. It's about the fact that we now have larger windows on the gables of the houses. We have demolished houses to create larger and more open courtyards. It's about choosing lighting, and it's about planning and planting plants outdoors. With the help of Embrace Safety, we can easily make analysis and follow up what is happening in our area. We will soon be finished with the next street, and the big question is whether we can now see will continue even when we have renovated more streets. As part of our work with district development, we work a lot with housing influence. We strive for the residents in the area to have the opportunity to be involved and influence the future of their district, both in terms of housing and the development of the district in general. Unfortunately, this type of intervention is often aimed to the adults in the area, and children and young people tend to be forgotten. As Vivala is a district rich in children and young people, this means that far too many of the residents would not be able to speak of these issues if we do not work specifically for the age group. Therefore, we started a youth parliament 2 years ago. In this work, we want to capture the young people's thoughts and ideas about their own district. What works well, what doesn't work as well, what does we as a housing company need to do to make it an attractive district to live in for all ages. The young people are the future of the district, and we want to include them in our work and strengthen them in the feeling that their voices are important and worth listening to. We chose to invite about 100 young people because we want as much breadth in Parliament as possible. And before the pandemic slowed down our work, the idea was that the Parliament would meet about 4 times a year. To have good discussions during the evening, the participants sit around tables with about 7 to 8 seats, and each table there is also a designated table leader. The table leaders are young people who have previously attended our own leadership school. Each meeting has a special theme, and of course we offer food, drinks and snacks during the evening. So, our next example is how buildings could be a part of the energy system, and I would like to introduce my colleague Jonas Tannerstad. Welcome.
Thank you, Peter. I will here today try to explain how the buildings could make the difference in this necessary transformation of cities. My name is Jonas Tannerstad. I'm working as the head of technical installation at Örebrobostäder. Sweden is a mix of warm and cold, with big difference of the average temperature depending on the geographical location. In January, the average temperature differs more than 10 degrees between the most northern and southern parts of Sweden. And that fact requires a lot of energy to our houses, that also is connected to the climate footprint. According to the European Mission and their group, the Mission Board, cities stands for 3% of the Earth's surface. And these 3% account for 72% of the climate emission. And to succeed with the climate challenge, it requires a systematic transformation of cities. And it's the mission of our times. Örebrobostäder has found the technology to make that change in the way that handles both the existing stock and on buildings built at new sites. The energy market is undergoing a rapid change, and in some respects that change is exponential. We have decided that energy storages belongs to a technology that will change everything for the real estate industry. And therefore we have started to use and learn about the technology and at an early stage. We do that by using living labs, and we gain knowledge and experience to scale up. Both our stock of buildings and other property owners consist of two parts. Buildings that already have been built and with technology already installed, and newly produced buildings with simpler technical solution, better climate shells, and using more of renewable sources. We have found the technical solutions that handle both cases. We decided to replace the existing control system for the house with a modern industrial control system called a PLC. And PLC stands for Programmable Logical Controller. That was a choice that gave us the control of the system, and it became the technical platform for all needs in our houses. That provides us with opportunities for a mental transfer, where we realize that we can no longer focus on individual projects. We have to see each building as a part of a system where the building could interact, and where it's possible for buildings to be a part of aggregated services, and at the same time a part of the new sharing economy. Therefore, on a large scale, we have tested electrical energy storages in our buildings. We have shown that batteries could be useful in individual houses, but also useful when they work together. For example, as a service for the Swedish transmission system operator, Svenska Kraftnät, they have a need for a service called frequency regulation. In the same way, we work with heating functions, where we develop functions that could be used in several buildings in the same time and get unique properties that are useful for the energy producer. We have therefore decided to see our entire housing stock as a major matching development project, where we must place a great emphasis on each individual project in order for us to achieve our vision that as many buildings as possible should be able to contribute with flexibility services. We can streamline at the system level. In that work, we are therefore careful with the technology choices, for example, solar cells, power electronics, and energy storages. This is to increase the opportunities to get our buildings to collaborate with centralized functions. We call these functions central control.
These were some examples of our work of renovation in Vivalla. We have come a long way. We have found a number of success factors, but we also have a long way to go. We face challenges that are about getting the residents involved in the work, to feel that they can be involved and influence, and that we all can keep all costs down and to find good levels for the upcoming rent. Thank you so much. Welcome to contact us for a question or to book a study visit.
Well, first I would like to remind you all that you can still answer your questions, and that is in the Zoom Q&A features. And the panelists will later on, after this studio session, they will answer your questions. And I would like to welcome you, Olof Andersson, Trianon, and also Örebrobostäder, Peter Hovlund and Jonas Tannerstad, and we will discuss some of these aspects about sustainable renovation, and I would like to start with you, Olof. And what aspects in your projects are you most satisfied with, or perhaps most proud of?
For us in Trianon, it's the combination of the environmental and the social sustainability. And the benefit from the business benefit has been a great success. So we have created 35 jobs for our tenants, and we have doubled the property value, and we have reduced the energy consumption with 50%. So this is win-win and something we are very proud of.
It sounds like the perfect combination. And I turn to you, Peter and Jonas. What aspects are you proud of or satisfied with? Could you tell us some more about the perfect combination?
Can I start?
Of course.
Yeah. I think it's the fact that our buildings is moving away from just being physical assets and moving towards to being virtual assets with the help of cloud technology, including large amounts of data and automated processes. This construction process at Örebro will no longer be optimized only for building well-constructed houses with a long lifetime. It also will including building houses that works together as a system. Our focus is on integrating applications, processes, energy systems, and data. And in this way, individual buildings, neighborhoods, and districts become a part of the systematic conversion of cities that are necessary now.
Okay, and Peter?
Yes, I think there are several things. In addition to the fact that we get an incredible nice area when we have renovated, I think that is how we get the residents to participate in various past influences and mainly how we have worked with the children and young people. I think about how we have built Lego with the children and young people. And when we build Lego, they have created their own playgrounds, which we have then been able to realize in the project. And of course, our youth parliament, where 100 young people get a chance to be involved and influence their area, but also our renovation project that has given the opportunity for internship and for jobs for the residents in the area through our collaboration with Skanska.
Well, thanks a lot. And I return to you, Olof. What would you describe as economical sustainability in your projects?
Yes, we have made a lot of operation in our property, and altogether we said we have doubled the property value. That's very important for us, and increased the net operating income. But all this together have made it possible to us to finance new apartments in the area. We have built 151 apartments with affordable rents. That's important.
So the perfect combination, and it's important that it will be a win-win situation. Yes. And Örebrobostäder, what is economically sustainability?
I think for example, the internship program that has mostly likely made the project a little bit more costful for us as a company, but has certainly meant positive economical results for our owners, Örebro municipality. And when it comes to increased taxes and decreased social security contributions.
On the technical side, I think it's that our buildings, neighborhoods, districts are built for very low energy consumption, for making very small climate footprint. But it's also the fact that we used digitalized techniques, industrial automation components that will play a central role for being able to use automated processes using big data and machine learning. And in this way, we also secure the EU's ambition to make sustainability as a natural part of the investors' risk management and promote transparency and long-termism.
Thanks. And the last question is about your next project. How would you involve social sustainability in your next project? And could you tell us what's the payback for you as a property owner?
Of course, we would involve social sustainability. It's a important part of our business concept. So we have it with us every day and work with it in all our areas today.
Okay. So you couldn't reveal any next step?
No, we work with it all the time.
Yeah.
We work. It's very important that we can deliver to our tenants affordable housing. We have it when we renovate apartments, when we build new apartments. So that's a very, very important part of social sustainability. And then we have the jobs. Then we have social demands when we build the properties so our tenants can get to work.
Sounds you found your recipe. And Örebrobostäder, what will happen next?
I think social sustainability is not new to us, but rather enhanced and then further developed in the case of Vivala. And to us, as a public housing company, it is natural to make great efforts into involving tenants in various parts of the renovation process. And for us as a company, social sustainability is priceless, and I cannot stress the need for careful thought and planning enough in order to properly incorporate these aspects. And I think working with tenants is like engaging in an ecosystem. The safer and the happier our tenants are, the better our physical property is taken care of.
Okay. And last but not least, Jonas, I know you have some innovative next steps for the upcoming projects.
Yeah, we have. As said before, with this solution used, we show that economic values partly move from physical assets to more virtual assets. So our renovated buildings become parts of the energy system in a way that hasn't been able before. The property owner becomes in that way some kind of virtual energy company, where the buildings become flexible resources that interact with a higher level energy system. And these abilities are especially important now when the energy system is heavily loaded and where the need for electrical energy will increase. So we see that the conversion of the energy system means not only the expansion of new power lines, but it also need more smart buildings where the energy consumption is reduced and that the buildings themselves produce and share energy.
Thanks. And now I think it's time for some questions.
We have received a few questions from the attendees, and I will try to read them. The first one is, I'm wondering if you have any research projects and programs in collaboration with academia in the field of sustainability of the built environment or energy efficiency.
Yes, I think we are having a few projects, Vinova projects, that we are working with affordable housing for everyone. And when we started the project, we worked together with the city of Malmö in different kinds of projects that we took with us in the work in the area.
Yes, we have two projects ongoing. One with the Swedish Research Institute RISE and KTH, the Swedish Royal Technical High School. And we also have another one, very interesting, where we looking into how to use artificial intelligence and machine learning for controlling our systems in the house.
Okay, and perhaps we could help you with some links afterwards if you're interested in these.
The second question is, are you measuring the indoor climate? For example, CO2 levels and humidity, as well as indoor temperature?
We measure the indoor temperature in every apartment, and we can see it in our computers, what temperature they have in the apartments.
Okay, and Örebrobostäder, Jonas?
Yeah, we're measuring the indoor temperature. That's a part of this AI system. And at many places we could also see moisture and but we don't use it more than as a local information.
Well, thanks. Any more questions?
Are there any key figures that you could tell us about the energy efficiency of the buildings? Like, for example, kilowatt per square meter?
For us, when we started the project, we have 166 kilowatt per square meter and we have reduced it with 50%. And it's still working on that level.
Okay.
And we have used proven technology. So we take this with us to our next properties.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. And we would love to see that figures in 1 year and 5 years. And Jonas, Örebrobostäder?
Yeah, I have the big picture. We have reduced our energy, electrical energy, with 52% since 2005, and still decreased this about 4% a year. And we also have decreased our use of heat energy with approximately 17 to 18% right now.
I know there was a story about you eating your hat. Could you tell us some more?
Yeah, it was a journalist that we were discussing about decreasing energy, and before I myself understood the width of this project, I said to her that if we don't fix this reduction, I will eat my hat. Then the goal was 25% on electrical energy, but we passed that, so we have done this twice. So the hat is still uneaten.
Okay. Are there any more questions? We have still some time.
There are more questions, but I think we need to get the last part of this webinar rolling.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Renobuild by RISE, Research Institutes of Sweden. The building stock in Europe needs renovation and a decrease in energy use. Renovation must be done at a reasonable cost, with low environmental impact and in a way that's beneficial for people. Renobuild supports building owners in making sustainable decisions on renovation measures. Renobuild evaluates renovation measures in terms of economic, environmental and social sustainability. Evaluations use project-specific data as input. You can easily download Renobuild from the web and use it in your project. For more information, feel free to contact Kristina Mjörnell at ri.se, Research Institutes of Sweden. Carbon Cost Services by Sweco. Sweco's Carbon Cost Services will guide your design team so that your choices can be as sustainable as possible. We map measures that cut down on both carbon emissions and costs simultaneously, that communicate the most problematic components using building information model heat maps, and that apply machine learning to suggest the most sustainable design choices. Win-win for all. For more information, feel free to contact David Giraud at sweco.se. Circularity Index by 111 and Bengt Dahlgren. Circular buildings are the future. We need to transition from use and disposal to use and reuse. The Circularity Index is a tool to set goals to structure and measure the circularity of architecture and materials in building projects. The tool can also be used to compare and benchmark your building with other sustainable buildings. For more information, feel free to contact Emma Östlund at 111.se or Maria Persson at bengtdahlgren.se. Renovate by Omreda. Renovate supports restoration projects for mid-20th century apartment housing. Renovate performs inventory and analysis, presents recommendations, and then participates in project management. The guiding philosophy is restoring instead of replacing. This philosophy conserves resources and respects cultural heritage. Renovate gives an attractive building stock with maintained values. For more information, feel free to contact Sofia at omreda.se. Recapture by White. Recapture was created to meet the high demand for new solutions that enable reuse on a much larger scale than previously possible. By integrating reuse into the design process, we help our clients to attain their own climate goals as well as the national and global ones. For more information, feel free to contact Niklas Eriksson at white.se. Sundahus Material Data by Sundahus. Building the foundation for the future of circular construction. Sundahus has created this web tool that help actors in the construction sector to choose, record and keep track of materials and products that go into a building. The system supports the selection of safe materials without unwanted substances during the design, construction and renovation phases. Information about used materials, including their chemical contents, is saved to a building-specific database. This makes it easier to manage, reuse and recycle materials in the building, both now and in the future. For more information, feel free to contact Lisa at sundahus.se. Social Sustainability Analysis by White. It's not possible to create an economically sustainable society without addressing social sustainability. For a successful sustainable renovation, a thorough analysis of the current situation is crucial, and it must be based on both spatial structure and social factors. We're identifying the unique conditions of the specific site, converting social values into the physical design. This is our strength in regeneration projects. For more information, feel free to contact Elin Sandström at white.se. Siren by Renoveringscentrum. The Siren framework provides a holistic view including different aspects on sustainable renovation. The Siren process is used to guide the building owner and other stakeholders involved through all stages of the renovation process, introducing important activities that must be carried out to achieve sustainable renovation. The framework is openly accessible at renoveringscentrum.lth.se/siren, or feel free to contact Kristina Mjörnell at ri.se. Embrace by Embrace Safety. Embrace is the leading digital tool in Sweden used to promote safety and prevent crime by municipalities and housing companies. Embrace enables effective knowledge-based safety promoting work through the mapping of unsafety issues, analysis of the causes, and evaluation of the measures taken. For more information, please visit our website or contact us on info@embrace-safety.se.
Thank you everyone for today's attention and interest, and please remember that your future sustainable renovation projects are so valuable. They will increase the value of existing structures, they will reduce waste, they will reduce materials and encourage innovation. Your projects will build new exciting environments and new possibilities for its residents, and they will build long-term social sustainability. So good luck and thank you.